Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for passing by. Thank you very much for subscribing, and thank you so much for watching my videos. You are greatly appreciated. Now, I guess by now you guys have seen what is taking place on social media with DJ or Selecta Triple X, who was assaulted in the UK, where he was booked to perform as a selector. Now, what has happened is that according to him and also other vloggers, he was at the venue and he was doing his job, selecting. He was playing, I think he said he was playing some Vybz Kartel music. Then he went from the ladies, the gal tune, the ladies, the girl songs. And then he left from that and he went into gospel. Then he went into upliftment, and then he go into the Badman lyrics, and that's dancehall lyrics. He went into that. And, he said that he bigged up all 14 parishes, nowhere specific in Jamaica. And he was doing this and that and bigging up the parishes and stuff. Now he began playing Vybz Kartel, Comet. And upon playing it, there was someone in the crowd who said to him that he should not play it because him and such persons from other areas aren't friends, and whatever the case may be. I'm paraphrasing, right? Him and such persons basically are not friends from certain places, so he shouldn't play the music. He said that he got a money pull up to play it, and so he continued. He repeated, means that he played it back, and he got a money pull up again, and he decided to play it back. He said the guy was there and he was looking at him, as American term mean, mugging him, give him that bad look, that cross-eye, that corner eye look and stuff. And the guy came and the guy like bounced upon him and stuff like that, which is the same person who he said told him not to play those music. The guy passed back and he bounced upon him. He said he stopped the music and he highlighted the guy and saying that, he should move away from him. Why is he coming upon him like that, and whatever the case may be. Now he continued playing his music from the Comet to other song about go bad up your mother, fee say your bad step on me bank robber, whatever. Which, I believe he's taking a job at the guy. So anyways, he said that he felt something hit him in his head and he thought that it was something from the ceiling that fell on him. And when he touched his head, it was blood everywhere. He got his towel, he put it on his head. I think he said he went to the ER, the emergency room. He made a report of it in the UK and stuff like that. And lo and behold, it is reported that it was the guy who told him not to play the songs who threw a bottle at him and hit him in his head and burst in his head and stuff. And I'm looking into the situation, and me, SS Devil Advocate, which is where I will be uploading this video. I walk with a big ass mirror and I'm gonna hand it to you. Now, Triple X is the type of person who come off to me as this Casey old boy, and he's intelligent, he formulates himself, he articulates himself, he can go a few rounds. I've had a few rounds with him. A debate, he's a debatable individual. I have done, I think, 2 videos about Triple X, and also I have had a debate with him over on TikTok when I was on a particular live and I was speaking, and he came on the live and chiming, adding his 2 cents. It was debatable. He comes off as a person who is subtle. He comes off as a person who is debatable, but at the end of the day, he conducts himself. There isn't any insults or anything like that throwing at each other, and he can go on for a good moment. However, he likes to be right rather than to be understood. And so upon that, he just started calling me names, because at the end of the day, whatever it is that he said, we're having a debate, right? I'm going to counter his argument. And so we leave it at that. But that's it for him. What I'm looking at basically, however, is that there's another side to Triple X. Triple X, remember I spoke on the stereotypes of black people since post-slavery. Triple X give the public that I don't want to be insulting, I don't want to be rude. Triple X give the public the slave buck type of individual who is robust, known to be overprotective of massa or a person in position of power. And he's fit, he's defensive, he comes off as that type of person. But most of those type of buck, those times, are tall, robust, like Triple X physical feature. Also, they don't really speak a lot, but they are very overprotective, they're defensive. Massa used to use them to punish slaves also who were disobedient, and so he would be the go-to, he would be the person who the Massa used to punish slave, and he's built for the field. And so he gave off that type of stereotype. Usually they have some sort of mental inferiority or mental retardation. However, looking at him and hearing him for a while, that's not the stereotype that he would fall into. However, in this particular situation, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to put you in it. The same way people look at me and people put me into the stereotype as the hoochie or the Jezebel. But when I open my mouth, it's something completely different. But in this particular scenario, Triple X, I'm throwing you into the gauntlet. You are being held to the fire. Now, you were booked to perform at a particular place, right? And upon booking to perform there, as a selector, you know that, there are certain music, certain people, this, that. You understand Jamaican culture. You understand Jamaican culture because you have another personality that want to be street, that want to be done with the Vibes Cartel, the Gaza type of avenue. And, persons have said that these people aren't known for intelligence. They are known to be, they are known to be educated, which I disagree with. I just think that they aren't known for their intelligence. They are known to be very vulgar, argumentative, rude, disrespectful, violent in nature, much like, a rabid pit bull. But at the end of the day, that's it. They're allowed on social media. So Triple X, you went into the avenue, right? Booked for a show. You were performing as a selector, playing your music, yada, yada, yada. Now, if someone came there to you out of the party and said, do not play this type of music, such and such and such and such. They have a saying, hindsight is 20/20 vision. So if someone in the crowd has come to you and said, you know what, don't do this, don't do that. It's a small space. It's not an arena. It's not a concert. You understand? It's a small space. So like probably a club, I get to understand it's used for a church. That's why they said they had to close it at 5, which is as ironic as it gets. Anyways, so he was there in that space and he was performing, and someone said to him, don't play that particular type of music for Vibes Cartel. And so he decided to proceed. He got money pull up and all of that. Now, in that small argument that I just give, there are, I think, 3 points. Number 1, a venue that is used for a church, also used for a dance hall, is quite questionable. But this is the UK. In Europe, they are known to be religious. They are known to cater to religion. They aren't known to cater to people who are spiritual or anything like that, unless it's their personal, they're on their last weeks. And so they want to know God. That's when they will really chime in and cater to religion or any form of spirituality. Number 2, Triple X is in the venue. Triple X is playing in a small space, and someone has told him not to play that type of music. I do not agree with anyone telling a person, a selector, what to play, unless he's in a minute space, in a particular area that's troublesome, that have a lot of ups, or the promoter, him or herself, tells him what to play and what not to play. That's the second part of the argument. I would never support it because it diminishes and kills the music, and it has done it for over decades. Dancehall music has diminished based on that in and of itself. Number three issue that I'm having is you're in that space and you have ops that are there. You don't have protection. You don't have your crowd. You don't have your security. Right? And upon not having your security, someone has told you, in particular, in that small space, you know what, Tapima, don't play that music. We and such man ain't friends, do not play that music. Like I said, hindsight is 20/20 vision. Now, if you have hindsight, or if your mode of security and your safety have come into play, you should have checked out and said, listen, I understand the situation, I understand what's at hand, but between me and you, this and that and the third. The fourth one, I said it was 3 problems. Now 4. The fourth problem is the money pull-up. How many times persons have come out who are affiliated and associated with dancehall have said the money pull-up is destroying the selectors' artistry. So many selectors, so many entertainers, so many artists themselves have came out and said point blank, as bold as possible, money pull-up is what is destroying the artistry. Yes, the selector make money, but at the end of the day, it destroys the artistry of Jamaican DJ mixing and all of that in a particular venue, space, and setting. Not only that, it helps to override other artists' craft and the artistry, I'm sorry, that they are putting out, which is in the mix. So many persons have came out and have spoke about it. It was, I think, some months ago, wherein we saw another money pull up where a woman was giving out her money, and the selector continued playing, and she took the mic from him, and she said, when a woman giving you blah, 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 and she used expletives and stuff like that. And the selector said nothing. You know, he just allowed her to speak. He did this, he did that. He just allowed her to speak, and then he went back to his job. But so many persons have come out and come forward over the years and have said that money pull-up is a major part of dancehall diminishing in live venue, that is. But I guess you guys don't listen. Money is out of the day. When you worship mammon, when you worship mammon, all safety goes out the window, all wisdom goes out the window, and not knowing that there's actually a price to pay for worshiping mammon. Anyways, he was there in that small space, and someone tapped you on the shoulder and said, don't play that music. Don't play it. Don't play it. Whether I agree with it or not, me putting myself in the position as a selector, I would have said to him that I have a mix, and I would this and I would that. And then I would put out an announcement and say, me not money pull up on this. I'm not going to money pull up on it because many persons are having problems. They're up there and they support it and stuff like that. And we want to keep the peace. You can't please everybody. In the field of customer service, the customer server will never get the right. The customer server, as a person who have done bartending over the years at so many bars, the field of customer service, you will never get the right. And it's just one of those unfortunate situations where you simply can't please everybody. Yes, you will have to defend yourself, but there are times when it's just not worth arguing with. You apologize and you move on. Especially when it comes to dancehall, which is a harsh, hostile environment in the Jamaican space. You have to realize where you are. You can't function like you're in Brazil, like you're in Japan, like you're in Mexico, or even in Germany. You have to function and be aware of your space and time. You understand? So Triple X, you are there and someone said to you, don't play this music, whatever the case may be. I would have had a little one-on-one, let it continue and have a little one-on-one conversation with him. And, you know, just let him know that respect just the same and whatever the case may be. Providing that he said it to him in private and respectfully. You understand? He went on, he took money pull up and he pulled up the same song twice. And then he went on to play "No Bad Up Your Mother, Feast Your Bad," which is taking a jab at the person who told him not to. So, Triple X, when you're playing stupid games, you actually win stupid prize. That's why I said you come off as someone intelligent based on my experience with you, up and going a few rounds, having a debate. But at the same time, up in the street, you're not moving like someone that's protective of your safety. You're not moving like someone is thinking of your safety. Because if you are, it's not just about catering to the mass of the public, just the same. You have to be aware that you're in a space that, you know, things can move from 0 to 100 real quick. People are hostile. Dancehall space is extremely hostile. And might I add that a lot of these persons that live in the diaspora all over the world and stuff like that, they are persons from at-risk community. And we know how people behave and function in at-risk community. Where they go anywhere, it's the same behavior. They're not going to behave any different simply because you're on a different landmass. They'll behave the same. So upon him saying that to you, Triple X, I think you should have had a little, you know, a 30 seconds to a minute conversation with him and just let him know that, you know, it's respect just the same and whatever, because you're outnumbered. So what are you going to do? You're going to back off, or you're going to head on like a bull and, you know, go toe to toe with him. You decided to pull up twice, money pull up twice, and you basically asking for it. Do I support you being assaulted? Absolutely not. I don't. I kind of like you. I'm not going to lie, because I like a guy that can hold a lengthy conversation, even if we disagree, without having to disrespect each other. So I like you, Triple X. But at the end of the day, you made a grave error, and I'm not sure why you didn't see that. You explained yourself. You took accountability that you didn't have security, and you were always cautioned not to be friendly based on your notoriety, not to be too friendly and too reachable based on your notoriety in the Jamaican dancehall space. Now, if you knew all of that, why would you go out there and think that you can do whatever and then it's going to be a safe space for you to walk around with? You kind of remind me of an active ex that I have. I use the word active because we still communicate even though the person is an ex. He always took accountability for his actions. He always took accountability. That's it. He always took accountability. and you apologize, see this, see that, but then you go right back and do the same thing over. So it creates an avenue, an area of mistrust wherein we're just not going to get along because you can't be apologizing for something, and then you want an excuse. You made an excuse, you justified, but you apologize, you take accountability, and give you some time, you're just going to do it again. You understand me? And that's why you remain an ex and you will forever remain one. So in this case, Triple X, you took accountability. You admit it, you say these things verbatim. So you admit to it on your live, I guess. And upon admitting to it, why did you do it then? Why did you continue? You understand? Like I said, you move like you're giving two different energy. You're giving two different energy. An intellectual who went to a prominent high school and knows better, however, wanting to be associated with certain group of people that simply aren't going to change because they are associated with you or because you like their music, like their crowd, like this and that. They are not going to change. They're hostile in nature, and that's who they are. And you went there. Okay, you're a selector and you're doing dancehall and stuff like that. You're getting booked for a show. I understand. You want to make money. You like dancehall music and stuff like that. We get that, Triple X. But at the same time, you have to still be aware and cognizant of your environment and your surrounding and who you're playing music for. As a person who was associated with dancehall, used to put out dancehall music. When I get booked for shows, I don't pretend as if I'm in Spain, I'm in Italy, I'm in Ghana. You understand? I'm aware that I'm in a volatile community and I'm performing there and stuff like that. So I try not to be disrespectful to anybody. And I've been there when I'm performing on stage and a guy took the mic out of my hand because I got more forward than or more support or cheer than him who was on the stage. And he came back and he took the mic out of my hand. And I just leave it be because I know that I'm outnumbered. I'm in a strange place and I have minimum security with me. I don't have maximum. And so because I'm aware of that, I said nothing. You have to simply retrieve. You have to back off. You have to back off. You live to fight another day. You understand? Because at all times your safety comes first. Your health comes first. And so you have to put that forward. You understand? So I'm sorry that this happened to you, but it's also a learning lesson that you move with security. I know that sometimes it's based on the bookings and the amount that you're paid. So you can't afford to move with so many persons or stuff like that. But you can check in with law enforcement and hire one for the night or for about 4 hours when you're ready to perform. It's good enough also. These are things that you can do as a selector. You understand? And so it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but guess what? That's the community and the environment that and group of people that you guys support. So if that's what you go for, then you have to work with what it comes with. These are hostile people and they're about their business. They're about what they want and they say something and that's what they mean and they're sticking to it. So they say, don't play that type of music. You understand? I'm not in support of it. You understand? I believe that when a person is hired to do a job, they should do it because there are persons in the crowd who want to hear it. So if you're in a feud or you're in a quarrel or a fight with other persons, that's your business. But hey, we're talking about Vybz Kartel who have active enemies all over and also enemies family. You understand? Not only that, some information that is being put out about him, some very, very dark and dangerous information is putting out about him, and his friends will make friends turn foe. So he has a lot on his plate, and it's very difficult. You put these persons on the pedestal in dancehall and have them as the king of dancehall, and yet you as a selector can't go certain place and play his music. That's destroying the music in and of itself. Vybz Kartel is a juggernaut. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you support him or not, he is a juggernaut. Someone like that has to go in self-destruct mode. Because what is happening now, Triple X, I promise you, will not be the last person that this happened to. There are so many other selectors who will be booked for places and they simply cannot play Vybz Kartel music because of many things than one. And it's dangerous, it is, but it's as real as it gets. And, you know, I know a lot of Gaza people don't like me because I'm not in support of the foolishness and foolery and you can't make me. You understand? But at the end of the day, I'm not here to disrespect people or down them. They have the freedom to choose their God, their deity. But stop believing that I must support you. The same way a lot of you do not support the church, you don't support Christianity, you don't support Islam. And you're within your right as to not wanting to support it. It's the same way I do not support Gaza and you can't force me or make me. We are all entitled to what we want to choose, what we want to select, support. And I'm not about the violence. I'm about protection. And if it means strong defense in order to protect or attack based on preemptive strike, then so be it. But at the end of the day, triple X, you have to be careful, and other selectors out there. I think I'm going to go in selecting also. I'm going to, but it will be reggae music and pop and stuff like that, because I want to go to some places, and where there are people out there, there are young people out there who love reggae music, not necessarily dancehall, but they love reggae music. They like the pop music. There are persons out there with their own individual, and they like other music from other places, and I believe that there's a space for them, and that's what I want to provide. And so I'll be going in selecting very, very soon. Okay, so call me. Accepting contribution to buy mixing board and all these type of things, guys. Yeah, I'm good like that. You understand me? Talent is multi talent. Talent is many. Okay, so I just hope that triple X have learned his lesson. He's in a good space right now, and you have to be careful, because these head injury, as a person who suffers from extreme migraine due to a pinched nerve and a head injury, I can tell you something small now can turn out into a big conflagration. So please take care of it and make certain that you're okay. You check up on yourself and all of that. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day, and may God bless you. Bye-bye.